Alright, welcome back! This is El Maestro, Sir Paulo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. How are you doing, guys? I hope you're doing great. So for today, we'll be discussing, another topic which is what we call the quadratic inequalities. Okay, so before proceeding with this, it is very important, guys, yung prior knowledge nyo regarding quadratic equation, especially solving quadratic equation. Okay, so if you forgot, again, if you forgot some of those, you can check out my YouTube channel. I have some few videos regarding quadratic equation, especially on how to solve quadratic equation. Napaka-importante niyan kasi we'll be using the same thing here, especially when solving quadratic inequalities. Okay, so kailangan yan. So let's proceed. So again, kailangan nyo lang ma-remember yun. So without any further ado, let's roll in time. Okay, so quadratic inequalities. Quadratic inequalities or inequality is a mathematical sentence that contains a polynomial of degree 2 with an inequality sign. Okay, so notice nyo, the same thing with the quadratic equation, 2 degrees. Difference is inequality yung sign niya. So ano yung 4 types of inequality? Okay, using the different inequality symbols, ito yung mga symbols niya. So first, notice the symbol, yung parang pabuka ka siya going to right. That is less than, or is less than, or is fewer than. So let me read. Kung babasahin natin, sabihin natin x, then this symbol, anong symbol to? Diba less than? So meaning, x is less than 5. Parang ganun. Or, you can use this, x is fewer than 5. Okay, so you can use either of these three, no? Para paano basahin yung statement na to. Next example natin is less than or equal to. Okay? Or at most is no more than. Okay? Or you can read this as x less than or equal to 5. Okay? Next is greater than. If you notice, baliktad sa less than, greater than, naka-open siya first hanggang nag-close siya going to the right. Okay? That is greater than. So x is greater than 5. And last is greater than or less than, or equal to, greater than or equal to. So you have x is greater than or equal to 5. So these are the 4 symbols na i-deal natin for this video. So, a quadratic inequality can be written in the following form. So ito yung mga forms. If manotice nyo, guys, parang quadratic equation, standard form of quadratic equation, di ba? So if you notice, instead of equal sign, we are using the 4 different signs of inequalities. Okay? Pero ganun pa rin, ax squared plus bx plus c. So it could be written in this form, itong 4 na to. As long as, always remember that a, b, and c are real numbers. Always remember, real numbers and a must not equal to 0. Kasi magiging linear yung equation natin pag equal to 0 yung a. So a quadratic inequality is similar to a quadratic equation, right? Earlier, nasabi natin yan. However, instead of having an equal sign, inequality yung sign niya. So let's say, for example, this one. X squared plus 2x plus 8 is less than 0. Is this an inequality, quadratic inequality? Yes. That is a quadratic inequality because it has 2 degree. Okay? Degree of 2. Yung pinaka-highest exponent niya dito or sa mga variables niya is 2. So, tapos may less than pa siya na sign dito. So, meaning this is quadratic inequalities. How about this one? X squared minus 9 is greater than 0. Is this a quadratic inequality? Yes, tama. So that is a quadratic inequalities. Okay? Kaso lang wala tayong bx. Okay? So meaning 0 yung b natin. So diretso tayo sa constant term. So meron siyang degree 2 greater than. Next, 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 is less than or equal to 0. Again, a quadratic inequalities. And last, 2x squared plus c greater than or equal to 9x. Is this a quadratic inequalities? Yes, quadratic inequalities pa rin. Pero, not written in its standard form. So, alam nyo naman kung paano i-standard form. So, you have just to transpose 9x sa kabilang side. Dapat equal, dapat less than or dapat 0 yung nasa kabilang side ng ating inequalities. Okay? So, ganun lang. So, as we go further with this lesson, magagamit natin yung paano i-transform yung isang quadratic inequalities into its standard form. Parang quadratic equation into its standard form lang. Parang ganun lang yung previous natin na lesson. Okay? So, a quadratic inequalities in a standard structure, ito yon, ax squared plus bx plus is greater than 0, or you can have it the different sign of inequalities where b, a, b are real numbers not equal to 0. So, solving a quadratic inequality is similar in solving quadratic equation. So, ito yung sabi ko sa yun kanina, na dapat ma-remember natin yung knowledge natin on how to solve quadratic equation. Kasi, yun pa rin yung gagamitin natin. As pangunahing mga steps. Okay? So, solving inequality means finding the value of x. Ganun pa rin. Ano yung value ng x? That makes the inequality true. Hanapin natin yung true. Dapat true siya in a sense na yung value ng x natin, magiging true yung inequality statement natin. To solve for a quadratic inequalities, the steps are as follows. Ito yung mga steps. First, okay, write the quadratic inequality into its standard form. Okay, napaka-importante yan, ha? Dapat nasa standard form yung inequality natin. Okay? Yung sa taas, nakita yung nakapula, standard form. Next, change the inequality sign to an equal sign and equate to 0. So, papalitan daw natin, i-transform natin, gawin nating equal sign instead of inequality. So, later, we will give an example with that. So, isa-isahin muna natin yung steps. Then, solve quadratic equation using any four methods in solving quadratic equation, whichever is applicable. Again, we have using quadratic formula, we can have factoring, okay? Completing the square. So actually, yun yung mga different methods on how to solve quadratic equation. Okay? Then, plot the roots on a number line by drawing open circle if the inequality involves less than or greater than, or closed circle if the inequalities involve less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. This will divide the number in different regions. Okay? Later, mas ma-understand natin yan. Isa-isa. Then, select one of each region and substitute them into the original inequality to test which among the regions contains that would satisfy the original inequality. Okay. So, write the solution in interval notation. So, medyo mahaba-haba, no? So, isa-isahin natin. Okay. So, let's have this example. Find the solution set of x squared plus 7x plus 12 greater than 0. So, isa-isahin natin. First step, anong sabi sa first step? Write the quadratic inequality into its standard form. Let's check. Nasa in standard form na ba yan? Okay, yes. So, our inequality class is in its standard form already. So, all you have to do is just copy that one. Kasi wala na tayong problema. Then, proceed to the next step. Next step says, change inequality sign to an equal sign and equate to 0. So, i-change daw natin. Look, notice nyo, from inequality, ginawa nating equal sign. Ganon lang. So, after nagawa natin into its standard form, i-change natin yung inequalities to equal sign. Okay. The next, solve the quadratic equation using any four methods. So, this time, class, hindi na natin i-discuss on how to solve a quadratic equation. So, I presume or assume na alam nyo na paano i-solve ang quadratic equation. And again, if hindi pa, you can check my YouTube channel. Meron tayong video regarding that matter. Okay? So, in this case, isosolve natin yung x squared plus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0 using factoring. Factoring muna. So, meaning, we factor that one. So, these are the factors. X plus 4 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. Again, Paano natin ginawa? By trial and error, kasi pag nag-fall tayo, babalik yan sa original. After that one, equate each factor equal to 0. So meaning x plus 4 is equal to 0, then solve for x, transpose 4, and you have x is equal to negative 4. Next, x is equal to, plus 3 is equal to 0. Then, transpose 3. So, meron na tayong na-solve ngayon. Pero, step number 3 pa lang to. Hindi pa ito yung solution. Sabi lang, sa after solving, meron tayong x is equal to negative 4 and x is equal to negative 3. So, what is the next step? Yun yung kailangan natin malaman. Remember, yung na-solve natin na x is equal to negative 4 and x is equal to negative 3. Next step is we have to plot the roots on a number line. So, kailangan natin ng number line. Okay? Remember that our inequality is greater than. And sabi dito, pag nag-involve daw ng greater than or less than, okay, these two, dapat open circle yung gagawin natin. Check natin yan mamaya. Anong ibig sabihin ng open circle? So, first is we have a number line. Gagawa muna tayo ng number line, then i-plot natin yung na-solve natin kanina. Yung x minus 4 and x is equal to negative 4 and x is equal to negative 3. And always remember, sabi niya, ito, open circle. So, pag i-plot natin yan, hanapin natin si negative 4. I-plot natin open circle. Nakita nyo? Open yung circle. So, hindi siya shaded. Na-check nyo? Yan. So, hollow yan. So, ganyan. Pag involved ng less than or greater than. Again, next is negative 3. So, ganun pa rin. Since less than or greater than siya, open circle yung gagamitin natin. Okay. So, anong next na sinabi niya? This will divide the number line in different region. So, paano gagawin to divide the different region? Gagawa tayo ng gawa tayo ng vertical line. Within that, dito, kung saan yung na-solve natin na x, gagawa tayo. And paano yung regioning? Yan. So, lahat ng dito, this will be our region 1. Okay? So, isang region. Next, this one. Yung sa gitna, in between these two lines, or this in between sa negative 4, 3, another region. And last, is 3 going there. Infinite na yan. Infinite yan, guys. Okay? So, going from negative 3, going to the right. Okay? Dito, from negative 4, going to the left. Infinite. Okay? So, meaning, we have 3 regions na na-create. So, anong gagawin natin sa regions? Tingnan natin kung anong gagawin natin. Ganito. So, after checking the region, ibalik natin, we have to select one point in each region and substitute them to the original inequality test. To test which among the region contains value that would satisfy the original inequality. Ganito yung gagawin natin. Ibalik natin yung plot natin kanina. Yan. Then let's check each region. I-check muna natin yung region. This region here, meaning from that point, negative 4, going to the left. So, if ma-notice nyo, from this line going here, ang mga values ng x natin is negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10, negative 13, 20, negative, and to infinite negative. So meaning, lahat ng value ng x dito, lahat pala ng value ng x dito is less than negative 4. So this region is x is less than negative 4. Nakuha nyo? Kasi, lahat ng value na nandito, sakop ng region na to is negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. Meaning, lahat ng ito ay mas maliit or less than kaysa negative 4. So, this region is x is less than negative 4. Nakuha nyo? Okay. So, next. Itong region na naman to. Yung medyo maliit siya, gagawin natin, i-zoom out lang natin. Yan. I-zoom out natin. Then, let's check. From that point, okay, that second region, nakuha nyo, lahat ng value ng x dyan is gagawin nyo ganito. So, isusulat nyo lang yung negative 4, yung point, then less than x, meaning lahat ng value nandito sa gitna is less than negative 3 ito. So, meaning, yung x natin, lahat ng x natin dito, okay, lahat ng x natin dito is in between negative 4 and negative 3. So what are the values in between? So pwedeng 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, ganon. So meaning lahat ng value ng x is in between negative 4 and negative 3. So ganito lang yung pagkasulat. Okay? So zoom in natin balik. Okay? So next region tayo. This region. Okay? So remember ha, this region is para sa gitna yan. So, in this sense, from negative 3 na naman, going to the far right. Okay, infinite yan. Okay? So, ano yung mga values na nandito? Ano yung mga value ng x na nandito? Diba? Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Until 13 to infinite. So, meaning, lahat ng value pala ng x dyan is greater than negative 3. So, ganito lang. So, meaning, we have 3 regions now. So, sir, bakit x is greater than negative 3? Di ba lahat ng nandito, na paloob sa region na to, is mas malaki sa negative 3? Negative 2. Is negative 2 greater than negative 3? Yes. Is negative 1 greater than negative 3? Yes. Is 0 greater than negative 3? Yes. So meaning, lahat ng value ng x na nandito is greater than negative 3. Okay? So these are the 3 regions na na-create natin. After that, ang gagawin natin, gagawa tayo ng table. Okay? Ilalagay natin tong tatlo as our regions. Okay? So, let's go to the table. Gagawin natin. Okay? So, region 1, region 2, region 3. So, ito yung equation natin kanina. Sabi niya kanina is maghahanap tayo ng value sa bawat region to test if true or false. Tingnan, kung ibabalik natin class, okay, tingnan nyo. So, hanap tayo ng value from here. Hanap tayo ng value from here and baba. Okay? So, yun yung gagawin natin. Okay? So, if we continue that one, so what are the numbers na less than negative 4? So, I suggest yung next na lang yung gagamitin nyo. Di ba? So, kung ibabalik natin dito, tingnan mo. Ano yung next sa negative 4 na mas lesser? Di ba? Negative 5. Okay? So, yun yung gagamitin natin. Okay, so negative 5. Actually, you can use negative 6, negative 7, negative 8. Or, let's say, sa module natin, we use negative 6. Okay? So, let's use negative 6. So, let x equal to negative 6. So, isa-substitute natin yung negative x, okay? I-substitute this here sa lahat ng value ng x. So, mayayari, magiging negative 6x squared plus 7 times 6 plus 12. Then, 36 minus 42 plus 12. So, add and subtract. That will become 6 is greater than 0. Is 6 greater than 0? True or false? True. So, meaning, true yung first region natin. Remember that one. Yung first region natin is true. Dito tayo sa second region. Let's say, for example, we use x 3.5. Bakit 3.5? Kasi in between siya ng negative 4 and negative 3. Diba? So, 3.5. Sir, pwedeng 3.2? Pwede. Pwedeng 3.6, 3.7. So, nasa sa inyo yan. Okay? Then again, you substitute 3.5x, 3.5 squared plus 7 times 3.5. Asa nagikuha? Saan to kinuha? Dito pa rin sa original equation natin na inequalities. Okay? Then, solve. You can use your calculator to check this one. So, 12.5 minus 24.5 plus 12 is negative 0.25. Is negative greater than 0? Negative 0.25 greater than 0. So, the statement is false. Meaning, region 2 is false. Okay? So, let's go to region 3. The same. So, I suggest class, pag yung region nyo, nandun yung 0, use 0 para mas dali. Okay? Okay? Pag ang isang region mo is nasa loob yung 0, sakop ang 0 sa region na yon, you use 0 para mas madali. Yun yung suggestion ko. Okay? So, that is why magiging 0 plus 7 times 0 plus 12. And this is, okay, 12 is greater than 0, which is true. So, meaning, meron na tayong statement true or false. Region 1, true. Region 2, false. Region 3 is true. Then, we will go back now to our number lines. Okay? Ito na yung kanina. Ibabalik natin. Okay? So, From that, region 1, true or false? Diba true yung region 1 natin? Meaning, this region is part of the solution. So, ang gagawin nyo, gagawa tayo ng dark line. Okay? So, dark line yan. Okay? And, idadark ko na rin yung circle. This one, ha? Para ma-emphasize lang. And again, hollow pa rin yan, ha? Open circle pa rin. Meaning, negative 4 is not part of the solution. And, region, itong region na to, true or false? True. So, meaning, may solution yan. Gagawan mo lang ng dark line, i-shade mo lang yan. So, ibig sabihin, part of solution yan. Then, idadark ka na rin yung circle. Okay? So, makita nyo, yung center class, hindi ako naglagay ng dark line because false statement yung region na to. Meaning, walang value from this region, walang value of x from this region that will satisfy our equation na magiging true siya because false dito. Okay? So, note that the hollow or open circle are used graph of show that negative 3 and negative 4 are not part of the solution. So, meaning not part of the solution. Ang solution lang natin ito. Lahat ng value ng x na less than negative 4. So, lahat ito. So, if you want to check class, you can substitute negative 11 to this. Ang magiging result niyan, true pa rin. If you substitute negative 12, true pa rin. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng value ng x dito that is less than negative 4 makes the statement true. Okay? So, yun yung paibig sabihin nun. So, therefore, the inequality of any value of x interval and the intervals exclude negative. So, i-darken lang natin yung line in the region. Ito, i-darken natin yung line in the region where the inequality is true. Because ito lang dalawa kasi dito lang tayo nag-true. Okay? So, ganun lang gagawa ng solution. So, this is the graph na hinahanap niya. Find the solution set, then graph. So, this is the graph. Okay? So, let's have another. Okay. So, let's check class. Why is x is equal to negative 4 and x is equal to negative 3 is not part of the solution. Okay? Let's check. So, from this, so i-test natin if they satisfy the quadratic inequality or if they're not. So, the same thing na ginawa natin kanina, i-check natin, we substitute these two to the original inequalities. So, substitute natin, kita mo, x squared, negative 4x squared times plus 7 times negative 4 plus 12. So, use your calculator to compute that one and you will have this and 0 is greater than 0. The question is 0 greater than 0? Siyempre, hindi. Because they are equal. So, meaning this statement is false. Okay? So, that is false, meaning, since nag-false siya, that is why x is equal to negative 4 is not part of the solution. Kaya siya, open circle. Okay? Yung kanina, naka-open circle. Okay? So, the same thing with x is equal to negative 3. If you use your calculator, substitute mo, use your calculator, and you will have x is greater, 0 is greater than 0, which is also false. So, if you go back to our number line, tingnan mo, that is why 0, hindi siya shaded. Yung dito because this is not part of the solution. Okay? So, nakuha nyo. And again, kung makita nyo, yung gitna, again, is walang line. Walang shaded line. Or yung medyo makapal na line na nilagay natin because walang solution dyan sa gitna. Okay? So, another example, this one, find the solution of set of x squared plus 2x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 0. And graph. So again, standard equation first step, dapat naka-standard form. Okay? You check the equation or the inequality. Okay. So, nasa standard equation na siya. So, meaning, we just have to copy that one. So, wala na tayong problema. Again, okay. So, medyo may error tayo dito. This is greater than. Okay? So, the same yan. So, greater than or equal to 0. Next. So, change the inequality sign to an equal sign. So, the same thing na ginawa natin kanina from inequality, okay? So, always remember that is greater than or equal to, okay? So, merong equal to yan dyan. And we change that one to equal sign. And after which, we solve that equation. So, in this case, gagawin natin, hindi tayo gagamit ng factoring para ma-compare nyo naman if they have the same answer. So this time we will use quadratic formula. So this is the quadratic formula, no? I hope memorize you to and you're familiar with this. Diniscuss na natin yan. We have a separate video with that. So where A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, and C is equal to negative 8 from this. Okay, this C, P, and A, 1. Then you substitute mo yan lahat, then you solve, use your calculator. So 4 plus 32, square root of 36, and you will have this. Okay, so compute mo lang yan using your calculator. So since plus minus yan, so you have two values of your x. So unahin natin si plus. So x is equal to negative 2 plus 6 over 2, and that is equal to 2. Because this is negative 2 plus 6 is 4, divide 2, that is 2. And next is gamitin natin yung negative. So negative, that is negative 2 minus 6, that is negative 8, divided by 2, that is negative 4. So meron na tayong dalawang value of x, which leads us to the next step na i-plot natin yon. Okay? Pero take note, sa pag-plot natin, greater than yung inequalities natin. Greater than or equal to. And sabi dito, pag meron tayong greater than or equal to, gagamitin natin is closed circle. Okay? Closed circle. Pag greater than or equal to. Yung kanina, greater than or less than yung kanina, kaya open circle. Ito. But since this is greater than or equal to, gagamitin natin yung closed circle. So, paano ba yan? So, ang gagawin natin, i-plot natin si x is equal to 2. Hanapin natin dito, this one. Nakuha nyo, closed circle siya. Hindi siya hollow. Walang butas. The same with here, negative 4 dito. So, tingnan nyo, negative 4. Okay. Then, continue. Pag na-plot na natin, make a region. So, meron tayong from 2 and negative 4. So, meaning we have 3 regions. This region and this region. And another region. So, tingnan natin ano yung mga values ng x na meron sa bawat region. So, just like what we did earlier, okay, so tingnan natin from this first region, lahat ng values ng x na nandito sa region na to is less than negative 4, di ba? Kasi ang integers na nandito is negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. So, meaning, until there, going to negative infinity, lahat ng values na yan is less than negative 4. So, that is why in this region, you have, from here, going there, infinite, that is x is less than negative 4. Okay? So, that is the condition natin sa first region. How about in between, in this region? So, makita nyo, lahat ng values na nasa gitna is 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So, meaning, just what I told you earlier, ang gagawin nyo ganito. So, copied lang this negative 4, tapos less than x, less than 2. Ganyan lang. So, meaning, lahat ng values ng x is in between negative 4 and positive 2. So, what are those? Ano yung mga x na yan? Ito, si 1, pwedeng si 0, pwedeng si negative 1. So, this is the region 2 or the second region. And last one, syempre, lahat ng values na nandito from here, going there, the values are, okay, so, greater than 2. So, lahat ng values ng x is greater than 2, di ba? 3 is greater than 2. 4 is greater than 2. 5 is greater than 2. So, meaning, lahat ng x na nandito sa region na to are greater than 2. So, ito na yung 3 regions natin. Again, the next step that we're going to do is gagawa tayo ng table ulit. Okay? So, from this table, i-check na naman natin if each region is would satisfy, okay, our inequalities. So, the same pa rin yung gagawin natin, class. Okay? So, you choose a value from that region. Let's say, for example, x is less than negative 4. So, what are those numbers less than negative 4? You can have it negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, and so on and so forth. For this, we will let x is equal to, gamitin natin negative 6. Again, you can have it negative 5. Okay, negative 7. Pwede. So for this case, negative 6 lang muna yung gagamitin natin. Okay? So, again, you substitute mo yan, and at the end, you will have 16 is greater than 0, which is true. So meaning, yung first region is true. How about second region? So again, sabi ko nga, pag yung region na yun andun si 0, gamitin natin si 0 para hindi na tayo mahirapan sa pag-check. Tingnan mo, diba, 0 na lahat. Okay? So that makes negative 8 is greater than 0, which is false. Okay? So meaning this region is false. Region 3, x is greater than 2. You can have it 2, you can have it, 3, 4, 5. So for this case, gamitin natin yung 4. Okay? Substitute, and you have 16 is greater than 0, which is true. Okay? So yung tatlong region na map na natin. So first region is true, second region is false, third region is true. So next thing that you are going to do is i-test natin yung dalawang values, yung negative 4 and x. If kasama ba sila sa solution? Tingnan natin. So if x is negative 4 and x is negative 2. So substitute. Okay, you substitute and everything until you come up with 0 is greater than or equal to 0, which is true. Because meron tayong equal to, pwedeng si 0 equal to 0, pwedeng greater than, pwede di siyang equal. Kaya true siya. Okay? So nakita nyo? So with the same thing with this, kung substitute mo yung 2, you will come up with 0 is greater than or equal to 0. That is true. So that is why in our map, okay, in our graph, makita nyo na shaded si 2 at si negative 4. Meaning, negative 4 and 2 are part of the solution. Okay, kasama sila sa solution. Na kapag sinubstitute mo yung 4 and negative, sinubstitute mo si negative 4 at si 2 sa inequalities natin dito, magiging true pa rin siya. Compared kanina, di ba, nag-substitute tayo ng negative 4 and negative 3, naging false siya. Kaya, open circle yung ginamit natin. Okay, ito yung purpose kung bakit may open circle and may closed circle. So, region 1, ano yung na-solve natin sa region 1, true or false? Since that is true, so meaning we write, okay, i-shade natin yan ng black, dark line, meaning part yan ng solution. And take note, tingnan nyo yung red dot, naging black, meaning part pa rin siya ng solution. Okay? Then, region 2, which is false, so since that is false, wala tayong ilalagay dyan. And region 3, we know that that is true, so lalagay tayo ng line, then ida-dark lang natin yan, so meaning kasama sa solution. So this is now the graph na hinanap natin. Find or solve the x, set of x, then graph your solution. So this is your answer. Okay? So let's have one last example. Okay? So in this case, i-rewrite na naman natin into standard form, which is yung equation natin is wala sa standard form. So we transpose 12, so that will become 2x squared plus 5x minus 12 is less than or equal to 0. So dapat naka-standard form. Next, change the inequality sign to an equal sign and equate to 0. Tingnan mo. From inequality, naging equal. Okay? So, solve. This time, diretso tayo sa factoring. Mas madali kasi yung factoring, especially pag master mo na yun. Okay? Medyo mas mahaba yung quadratic formula. Pero if you're used used ka na magamit yung quadratic formula, pwede pa rin naman. Okay? So, you factoring, these are the factors equal to 0. Equate each factor equal to 0. So, you will have 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Transpose 3. So, you have 2x is equal to 3. Then divide both sides by 2. So you have 2 divided by 2. So cancelled out. So x na lang. So you will have x equal to 3 over 2. So 3 over 2, 1.5. Okay? Nasa mga 1.5 yan. Next, x is equal to 4. X plus 4 is equal to 0. Transpose 4. So you have x is equal to negative 4. So ito na yung ipa-plot natin. The same thing na ginawa natin earlier. So now, so plot. So we have x equal to 3 over 2 and x equal to negative 4. So, tingnan natin class. inequalities niya is less than or greater than. So meaning, pag less than or equal to, dapat closed circle. Meaning, part of the solution yun. So, closed circle, yung 3 over 2 class na nga nasa 1.5. Okay, estimate nasa 1.5. Okay, nasa gitna, very good. How about negative 4? The same pa rin. So, hanapin natin yan. So, this is negative 4. Okay? So, next thing that we're going to do is we make regions. So this region and this region. Okay? So, we have 1, okay, 2, and another region. So, find the value of x sa bawat region. So, from this region, tingnan nyo, ganun pa rin. Okay? From negative 4 going to far left or the infinity left, so that is x is less than negative 4. Okay? So, madali na lang. So, itong sa gitna, in between, so you have negative 4 less than x less than 3 over 2. Okay? So, here you have, from that point, so you have x is greater than 3 over 2. So, meron na tayong region. Again, make a table. Okay, from that table, okay, gagawin nating table, hanap na naman tayo ng value ng x. From this, let x is equal to negative 5. So, negative 5 na naman yung gamitin natin. Baka sabihin nyo, always na lang negative 6. Okay? So, negative 5, substitute mo yan. Okay, from the inequality, original inequality yung gagamitin natin, ha? Hindi yung transpose, para mas ma-compare talaga natin. So 50 minus 25, that is equal to 25 is less than or equal to 0. Is 25 less than or equal to 0? False. So, region 1 is false. Remember, region 1 is false. Next, let 0, say, sabi ko kanina, kung yung boundary na yun, yung region na yun, andun si 0, gamitin natin si 0 para mas madali. So, substitute and you will have 0 is less than or equal to 12, which is true. So, region 2 is true. Here, substitute, gamitin natin si 2. Okay? So, 1.5 kasi yung 3 over 2. So, next number is 2. So, you can have it 3, 4, 5. Pwede naman. So, in this case, ginamit ko is 2. So, you have x plus 10. So, we have 18 is less than, oh no, this is less than 12. Okay? So, sorry for this. So, 18 is less than or equal to 12. So, is this true statement true or false? So, this is false. Kasi 12 yan. Okay, sorry, 12. This is 12. Okay? So, meron na tayong false, true, false. So, i-test natin yung dalawang na-solve natin na x. Kung talagang part of solution sila. So, 4 and 3 over 2. So, substitute. Okay, didiretso na natin class. You can double check this one using your calculator. So, 12 is less than or equal to 12, which is true. Pwede naman silang equal. Here, using your calculator, you will have 4.5 plus 7.5, that is 12, is less than or equal to, which is 12. So that means these two are part of the solution. That is why closed circle siya. Okay? So next, plot natin ngayon, ilalagay natin yung dalawang x na na-solve natin. Region 1. Is region 1 true or false? According sa na-solve natin ganun, di ba false? So wala tayong ilalagay dyan. How about region 2? True or false? True. True yung na-solve natin kanina, right? So, lalagyan natin yan ng black line. And, syempre, yung bawat circle, ibablock pa rin natin yan. So, meron na tayo. How about the third region? Third region is not part of the solution because false tayo sa third region. So, wala tayong lalagay. So, kita nyo. So, meaning, yung lahat ng values ng x na magsasatisfy sa ating equation is lahat ng nasa negative 4 hanggang sa positive 3 over 2. Nakuha nyo? So, the only thing that you are going to do is to follow the steps. Gawin nyo yung mga steps na yon and until dumating kayo sa solution nyo dito sa graph. Okay? Medyo mahaba na solution. Pero, the more you practice, the more you will get used to it. No? Mas madali na lang sa inyo. Okay? So, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you learned something. If you have question, comment it down below. please like and subscribe my channel. I-share nyo sa mga kakilala nyo. Okay, so once again, thank you for watching. This is El Maestro. God bless you all.